This is the IPL Podcast, Episode 3, featuring the 2024 IPL Arizona Championship Bikini Masters Pros.
Welcome to episode number 3 of the IPL Podcast. Today we have a very special group of ladies. These are IPL Bikini Masters Pros. They made up the lineup at the Arizona Championship last month. I want to bring them on today, talk about what led up to the show, as well as competing in Masters versus Open, because a couple of these girls have Open Pro cards as well. First up, we're going to go through it all. They have long titles. We're going to do it. She's a 2-time Pro Masters Bikini champion, C Magazine cover girl, VIGOROUS magazine cover girl. She's the real IPL reality star and coach. She's 42 years young. Alexandra Hackett, welcome to the show.
Hi, I appreciate you having me.
Thanks for being here. Next, we have an IPL Bikini Model Masters Pro. She's a pro in all of these, right? So Bikini Open and Masters, Athletic Masters, Fitness Angels Open and Masters, Sports Model Open and Masters, Evening Gown Masters. She's an 11-time IPL Pro Champion, NATURALMAG cover girl, C Magazine cover girl. She's also 42 years young. Lesley Beck, welcome to the show.
Thank you. And thank you for that nice introduction there.
We got to go through it. We got to go through it.
Going through all
Give
that.
you your flowers.
Thank you.
Yes. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. No, you were good.
Finally, we have new IPL Bikini Masters Pro. I have no doubt she's going to rack up a lot of titles and accolades in the near future. She's new to the IPL. 55 years young, Theresa Bartels. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you.
Thanks for being here. That was a long intro. What's that?
I like to say I'm the same age as Jennifer Aniston and J-Lo.
Beautiful.
Nice.
You're in great company. You're in great company. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the show, ladies. Congratulations on an amazing show a couple weeks ago at the Arizona Championship. Question for you guys. I always use the X amount of years young, 42 years young, 55 years young.
I like it.
Okay, wait, so we had an IPL pro, I won't say her name, but she told me she didn't like it. She's like, it makes her feel, I think she's older than everyone on this panel, but she told me that it makes her feel old, like you're giving her sympathy or something. She's like, I don't like that. So I wanted to ask you guys that. When you say years young as opposed to years old, what's your take on that? Starting with Terry.
Never really thought about that one.
Okay, so you're fine. You're probably fine with it then.
Yeah,
not a big deal.
I'm okay with it. Like I said, I using the connection to J-Lo and Jennifer Aniston helps.
That's
me
all
feel
you need.
okay with it.
Nice, Lesley. What do you think?
I'm totally for it. I think we've talked about in a lot of interviews this whole new idea of aging, and I think what was considered old 20, 30, 40 some years ago is not even close to what's considered old now. So
right.
Yeah, I'm definitely in favor of it. I feel a lot younger now than I did, maybe 10, 15 years ago. So Awesome. It's all about perspective. Yeah.
Alex, what's your take on that?
I'm on the same boat as Lesley. I never really thought about it either, but I definitely don't feel anywhere close to my 40s. Like Lesley said, I feel better now than I did in my 20s. I literally feel in my brain that I'm 27.
I like it.
So it's yeah. Oh, thanks. I don't know about all that, but I do. I don't mind it at all. It doesn't feel offensive. If anything, it's, I don't know, just makes me feel like.
Well, like I said, the pro who told me this is a few years older than you guys. So I don't know. Maybe when you start to, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to ask. That's cool. So you all compete in multiple classes and divisions, but today I just want to focus on bikini, the bikini division, primarily Masters Bikini, Pro Masters Bikini, but also the Open. We're going to talk about the Open Pro as well. Starting with Alex. Alex, you walked away with the win, this was your second IPL Pro Masters Bikini title. You spoke on Press Pass the night before the show, but tell us a little bit about what your prep was like leading up to that show.
I think it was definitely more focused than it had been leading up to the second show, for sure. I think I felt just as good as I did going into my first show, even though I'm not sure if I looked as lean, but I definitely felt stronger and more confident going into that show. My prep, for the most part, kind of the same thing. Like, I just stick to a macro goal. I don't have anything off limits. I never restrict myself, but I go harder in the gym. Like, normally my sessions are an hour-ish to an hour and a half. I was doing about 2 to 3 hours, because I had to add in the cardio, sauna, some recovery work, etc. So it took up more time. So going out like I used to, definitely cut back, and then just some kids stuff I had to miss just because I'm like, I have to get my workouts in. So I don't know. I think the grind was just a lot more focused this time around.
Heading into the show, and specifically like the day of the show and being on stage, did you have a level of increased confidence compared to your other two shows? Did you feel confident, or what was your feeling like actually at the show on stage?
Definitely, I think a lot more confident. I think because it's just, okay, this is now my third show. I kind of know what is expected of me. I know what to do at this point. I felt great that day, even though, like, sometimes, as the day goes on, I'm like, oh my God, I'm hungry. But I'm like, I don't know. I just really felt good. I was in good mental space. I didn't have a lot of the baggage that I had going into the second show, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of the personal stuff had been handled. A lot of things were different. So it's just, I felt great going on stage. I was like, I'm going to freaking kill this. And just be way better than I was the last two times is just what I was focused on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you looked awesome. You looked amazing.
Thanks.
Well-deserved title there. Theresa or Terry? What do you like? Terry.
I go by Terry more often, and especially with my friends.
Nice. Terry, so you are new to the IPL. You made a big splash at that show, placing first in a stacked Bikini Masters amateur class, earning your pro card, and you would end up making your pro debut as well, placing a very respectable second. What was that like, earning your pro card there in that amateur Bikini Masters class? And what was it like making your pro debut? And did you hesitate at all to jump into the pro debut, or is it like a no-brainer, I'm getting up there?
It was a no-brainer. However, when I showed up that day prior, I didn't really know that could happen even. And then
that was going to be my next question. Right.
Yeah. As I'm signing in, you were like, hey, if this happens, would you be interested? And I went, oh, okay. And it was exciting. It was not expected, but exciting.
Awesome. Talk about your experience, because you have some competition. This cat is going to lock this guy in a room or something. Talk about your experience before the IPL. I know you at least did one other contest. Talk about your experience before the IPL, and how did you hear about the IPL, and what led you to the IPL stage?
So I started a year before, almost exactly a year before I participated in NPC. And it was after we moved to Arizona in 2021. I moved to Arizona with my husband, and I had just become
coming from where?
Master, Las Vegas.
Nice.
My husband is also former Air Force, so we moved around before that. But I had left a job that I had been at about 15 years, left teaching completely. I had been a teacher for 20 years, became an empty nester, and moved all at the same time. So it was quite a change in my life at that point. And I struggled a little with the move to Arizona. I absolutely love it now. I can't imagine leaving, don't want to leave, want to make it, my forever home. But met a few really cool women who were doing this kind of thing. And my husband, over the years, I had been a runner. I had done Pilates. I had done F45. And he kept encouraging me to try weightlifting. And for quite a while, I went.
Because he's into it, or why?
Yes. He does CrossFit. And in fact, I met Lesley at a CrossFit. Her husband does CrossFit as well. And so I don't know if she still drops in. I'll drop in every once in a great while. I'm not a big CrossFit fan, but
same.
Same.
I don't like powerlifting. So anyway, I saw Lesley there, and Lesley, I don't think we've ever talked. We didn't have a chance to talk about any of this, but I remember her having a bikini model shirt on and being so interested. And then, and then I actually met.
What's a bikini model shirt?
I don't remember. It was, I think, from one of the competitions. Or
maybe like what she got.
Yeah, maybe like the IPL crop, or maybe like Natural Bikini magazine, the crop.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just curious.
So and Danielle Pella also goes to this CrossFit.
Yeah.
So I met her, and we just and while I was prepping for the MPC show, she and I started talking, and she told me about IPL. So it stayed in the back of my head that, okay, I want to look into this. And I looked over the next so many months, I started looking into it and looking at your online magazines and reading all these stories about these people and seeing Lesley all over everything.
Yeah. That's awesome.
She's amazing. But
thank you.
It was really inspiring to see, and I wanted to be part of it.
That's super cool.
So that's how
Very
I
cool.
ended up.
And we're honored to have you here. You're a great addition, super new addition, but a great addition to the organization. What was your prep like leading? So you did one other show before the IPL show?
I did.
What was your?
I have an online coach. I found her. I forget how I found her. She's in Virginia, but she was specific to MPC. And that first time around, I did everything the same with her. She did my workouts, meal plans when I got into 12-week prep. Tweak the meal plans along the way if she felt like we needed to, or if I asked for any changes. And then just kind of walked me through everything that, whether it was before the tanning or what to expect when I was there. And so that was great. And I went back to her when I signed up for IPL. I knew that I knew most of what she was going to do for me already. But it was just good having that support as I went through it.
What about with regards to your training or nutrition? Was it the same protocol for both shows, or did you do anything different competing in the getting ready to compete in the IPL?
That's a good question. I did a little bit different with nutrition. One of the things is my coach has to keep me. She doesn't want me losing weight a lot of times. So she had to kind of keep me, making sure that I was eating enough and on track, and making sure I was getting enough protein. So we tweaked that a little bit more. And toward the end of the last 2 to 3 weeks, we cut out anything, including like protein bars that weren't natural. She just wanted me on strictly all natural meat, rice, vegetables, nothing else.
Basically whole foods, not supplements. Yeah. So you are diabetic, correct?
I am. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I've been for 30 years. And that's one of the things my coach helped me with too, because you want to limit your carbohydrate intake. But with me, I sometimes have to have carbohydrates, even when it's not part of my plan. If my blood sugar goes too low, if I'm on the treadmill too long and I didn't adjust correctly, I have to have carbohydrates with me and eat carbohydrates. So that's definitely something I feel like is a little bit, it's not something I can always plan for. And we just kind of rolled with it and maybe tweaked something else that day if I had a bad day, because some days could be really bad. It could happen 2 or 3 times and then I'm really overboard. But overall, let me tell you, actually, training for these shows puts my blood sugar in such a much better. I have been better since I started doing weight training and workout like this
Wow.
than I've been in my entire life, in 30 years being a type 1 diabetic. So
That's great.
it's been fabulous for me in that way. And that's another reason I'm going to stick with it, because I know it's so healthy for me. So not only is it healthy because it's healthy for everybody, but it's been so good for my blood sugar.
Is that a thing that's specific to you, or do you think that would apply towards anyone that's diabetic? It would have the same type of positive impact.
I think it would have to have the same type of positive impact.
I've had clients, granted type 2 is very different than type 1, but type 2 diabetics that can produce their own insulin get off completely insulin once they start weight training and just taking care of nutrition. So yeah, definitely can help.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Lesley, you were not originally registered to compete in Masters Pro Bikini.
I was not. There's someone kind of pressured me into that. I don't know who that was.
Right. That's what we're getting to. That's what we're getting to.
I don't know who that was then.
Right. So as people should know about me by now, I mean, I want to have fun. Like I want to entertain. I want to, pit two people against each other and make a poster and get people excited and look at these matchups. It's fun. It's fun. Like I have to do this stuff. It's part of what drives me, a part of what drives me. So you finally decided to do it. We talked you into it. Someone talked you into it. So is that why? Just because you were talked in, or it's somewhere in your head you're like, you know what, this is good for me. Like I should do this.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun, of course. I'm glad you did talk me into it. I wouldn't have done it on my own, to be honest with you, without that push from you. So thank you. But yeah, it wasn't something when I originally obviously signed up for the competition that I was gearing to do. So it was kind of not necessarily a last minute thing. I don't remember exactly when we had the conversation, maybe like 8 weeks out or so.
Yeah, we had some time. Yeah, or some time.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, we had Alex registered for Pro Masters Bikini, and there was no one else registered. And you obviously have the card, and I think you guys are a good matchup. So why not push that? Let's go.
Sure.
Right?
I don't hate it. Yeah. No, it's good.
Yeah.
Right. So why were you not registered for Pro Masters Bikini just on your own? Why weren't you already registered?
I have to be honest with you, and you probably know this. Like, I think the great thing about the IPL with all the different divisions, especially for the ladies, like the options you have. Like, I know for me, I think I've really found the few divisions that I've become really passionate about, and I really feel like they're kind of my niche. And nothing, no hate to the other divisions, but when you kind of find what I think you're really good at, you want to keep striving and going after those divisions. And while I love bikini, it hasn't been like one where I'm just like always geared up to do and go out and do bikini. So I think that was kind of the decision.
That's interesting. And I don't know that you've explained it like that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So does this mean I need to stop pushing you?
No, I don't mind it. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm never gonna step in the bikini zone again. But no, I mean, it was fun. It was a challenge. So I don't regret it.
And as a sidebar here, you just registered. Did you complete your registration for? Yeah, you did, right? Yeah,
I did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For the Scottsdale show here.
Mm-hmm.
In August, and you added Shape, which I think is great. I think it's great.
Yes, I did.
We've got the Shape podcast number 2 right before this one coming out here shortly. So it's we had an hour-long call with Samantha England and Mark, and we're really excited about Shape. I can see that. I buy that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That'll be really interesting. Now, how are you feeling about Shape?
Good. I mean, I think I had even asked you at one point in time when we were doing a photo shoot, just kind of off the cuff, like, hey, why doesn't IPL have wellness? You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
remember that.
Someone that's, I definitely struggle when it comes to getting competition lean and all that good stuff, like in the lower body and, got the thick thighs that save lives that I can't seem to ever.
Thick thighs do save lives.
They do.
That's a fact.
That's the lower body that's always giving me trouble, whether I'm in shape or not in shape. So, I think, I'd like to just see if that again is maybe more where I can, shine and become more my thing. Cause I know we'll see how it goes.
Awesome.
I think it just opens it up for so many more women that would love to do something like this, but naturally just do not have the ability to get to that type of leanness. So
Yeah.
that just are naturally more curvy, but absolutely kill it, So
yeah, definitely.
How are you feeling, Lesley, actually in that Pro Bikini Masters class? Obviously, you knew that you were going up against Alex for months, but you had the wild card join you guys. How does it feel? Do you worry about Alex a little bit? Do you see Terry backstage like, oh man, here comes this girl? Like, or are you just like, whatever, it's all good, whatever happens? How are you feeling?
No, I mean, there have been times where, and I think everyone that's competed can probably speak to this. Like, there are times I've gone in and thought like, I'm going to get first, and maybe I didn't, or other times where like I've gone in and thought, no, there's no way I'm going to win this one. And then like, surprisingly you do. And like, I mean, look, it's an objective sport. So it all depends on what the particular judges want and see from you that particular day. So certainly I always go in being confident. I don't think you should step on stage with the feeling that you're not going to win. Everyone wants to win and you should be there because you want to win. I think that's great. So I think I could just go through like a variety of emotions. Like I'm confident one minute and then like others, oh, no, like, this isn't going to go. I mean, I don't know. I think everyone has like the array of emotions, but I mean, you definitely, I think you definitely need to have genuine confidence because that's going to, come out on stage as well. If you're up there and not feeling good about yourself and what you present, I think that's going to come out and it's just going to not affect you in a good way.
So you were feeling confident in moments and in other moments at that contest, not so confident. Is that what you're saying?
Of course. Always. Right.
How about the other ladies? How, you guys feel the same, Terry? How are you feeling heading in to that pro lineup? I mean, you obviously you barely even knew that this was an option heading into the show. You get up there, you know there's a couple pros, you decide to hop in there. Are you just like, this is awesome being there, let's just see what happens? Or are you nervous? Are you scared? Are you excited? How are you feeling?
Surprisingly, I didn't feel nervous. However, watching the two of them on the stage was like, oh, that was the only thing that would make me.
You mean watching them backstage? Watching them back because you went out last. Did you go out last? Right.
I would think it was in the middle.
Okay.
Maybe. I think it was in the middle. But I watched both of them while they were on stage, and they're just very impressive to watch. This is, it was my second time being on stage, and I felt so much better this time. It was just having a knowledge of what it feels like being on stage, even. And I'm wondering, even from the two of you, Lesley and Alex, does it get easier? Is it still, is it about the same? Do you remember what your first time was like? Because I do remember my first time.
I was so robotic and oh god, yeah. It's so.
I feel like
it gets easier.
It does get easier. I think you just you find your groove, if that makes sense. And then you just figure out like what works for you as far as like the movements. And sometimes it's hard because like you do get like, I know for me, people were telling me it didn't look shaky, but I for sure was shaky in certain poses. Like I'm like, oh, I wonder if this is translating and people can see that, and then you get nervous and stuff. But at the same time, it's like it's just how it is, like for whatever reason, because it is difficult to hold those poses for an extended long, period of time. It's like a workout. I know I had ran off because I got so sweaty again, like the first time, and I apparently was holding everybody up, and I was like, because since we changed it to the I walk, but I think you just learn to just get more and more confident with each show that you do, so it gets easier.
You were feeling pretty nervous, Terry?
No, I was not as nervous for IPL as I was my very first show. And I don't think it was because it was IPL or because it was the other one. I think it's just because it was my second show. And so I was more prepared. Right. My first show, I had never even been to a bikini competition. I just looked at them on video. Right. So I went, oh, okay, let me give this a go and see. And I didn't put as much effort into posing the first time as I did the second time, because you don't know what you don't know. And until you do it, you go, oh, okay. And then even this time, watching Lesley and Alex, and Alex, you just said something about you get your groove, and I could see it in both of you, like the groove that you have when you're up there. So it's something I'm going to be working on.
Awesome.
Yeah,
get it, girl.
Lesley, you are arguably definitely one of the, if not the most active competitor on the IPL circuit. We're talking about nationwide, right? So you haven't traveled for a show. You haven't gone outside of Arizona, which is fine. I mean, if that doesn't make sense for you, don't do it. But pretty much every Arizona show, which we do 3 every year, you're in those shows. I know sometimes you say that you're going to sit it out, but then you always end up doing it. So
I have FOMO. I have FOMO so bad.
I know. That's why I end up backstage too, because I'm like, I don't want to compete, but I want to be there. If that makes sense.
Right. So you why so much? Like, why do you keep bringing it back? I mean, at least for every Arizona show, and how do you stay motivated to just keep bringing it?
I just tell people when they ask me about like just the competition journey in general, I think it's fun. Like show day to me is so fun. I mean, there are definite nerves and anxiety, but I love it. It's just I don't know. There's like a certain like just vibe you get as soon as you wake up on show day, at least for me. So, I mean, definitely for like when it comes to training and nutrition, I'm like all of us, I'm sure I'm not always motivated. So that's when you got to have the discipline, and I'm definitely not always motivated to work out, but I am motivated to do the shows because I love to do it.
Awesome. You, Lesley, and Alex, both, and I think I already know your answer to this. Lesley, you've already answered it today, but you and Alex both have the Pro Open and Pro Masters Bikini cards. Lesley, you might not even have to answer this because you just did. But Alex and Lesley, if you want to answer, like what Pro Open. You spoke about this a bit on Press Pass, Alex, obviously a couple of weeks ago before that show. Pro Open. You just said you feel like you're 28. You look like you're 28.
Go for it, Alex. I'll take the lead on this one.
Lesley looks like she's your twin sister. You guys are twins.
Yeah, she does look great.
So,
so what about the Pro Open?
Right. You've already explained that. You've already explained this as well, Alex. But for people who may not have seen Press Pass,
okay.
Why? What's up with Pro Open? Why are you guys dodging it? Alex?
I mean, like I've said before, okay. Like I don't mind
For
going,
those who don't know.
Yes, for those that don't know, I just think, okay, there's a certain level of difference when it comes to an older female versus a younger female when it comes to your hormonal situation. For me personally too, babies, all the other things. So me going up against a little 23-year-old, I mean, I'm already fighting a
You're
lot
knocking
of
right out. You're knocking right out.
Yeah, right. All I'm saying is what I will maybe have the upper hand maybe is my muscle mass, to be honest with you, just because I am older, a little more developed, etc. But then again, like some of these kids are, working out super early. They do whatever. They look amazing. Right. So my thing is like, why not just let them do their thing? And then I'll do my thing over here with the older ladies that kind of have a little more.
With the old ladies over here.
Older ladies.
That are a little more seasoned and like
you're barely 40 years old. Like 40 is the new 28.
That's right.
I mean, it does feel that way. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah.
So I mean, it's one thing to, I guess.
I mean, I'm not, like I told you before, I'm not closed off to it.
Right.
And who knows? I'm never gonna say never, because there may be a time where I'm like super motivated. Like, you know what? Let me just jump in there and see what happens. Like. All of it is fun, regardless of where I place. Like, and I love being on stage and just, I just love that feeling. So,
right.
Who knows? I might end up back on the Open. Who knows?
Well, you not only can you hang. I think it's clear that you can hang there, but it's also incredibly inspirational. The story that you're telling and the influence that you can be on older women that are hanging with the younger. I mean, it's exciting.
Mhm.
It's exciting. I mean, obviously, if you know, I mean, if I felt there was no way that you could or should, I probably just wouldn't bring it up. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
We just talk about other things, but I'm bringing it up because I think that you're there. I think that you're there. I think you could hang. I know that you can hang, and it's incredibly, it's inspirational and it adds to the story. When other older women in their 40s or whatever see you, it's, oh my God, she's gorgeous. She's 42. Oh my God, I got something to work towards. She's my hero. And it's already happening, as you know. You've already got the fans. You've already got people that look at you and say, like, this is who I want to be. I want to be like this girl.
Okay. I mean,
so the answer is maybe.
It's maybe. I won't say no.
And Lesley, I mean, we'll put you, I mean, Lesley, again, you already answered this as well, but you don't even want to compete in bikini at all. But well, you got other, pro cards. So
she looks so good in all the other stuff too. So it's like, damn.
So even taking bikini aside, what about Fitness Angels and some of the other ones? I mean, Fitness Angels Open Pro. You got the pro card there, right?
I mean, this is it's what Alex said. I mean, there is a bit of like always that voice in the back of my head, like, like what if you have to go against a 22-year-old? Like, it is intimidating to think about. And so yeah, but I feel like I like being kind of in my lane with the masters class.
Yeah.
I mean,
are you done with open?
Yeah.
Are you done with open? Are you done with pro open classes, Lesley?
Me? No, I'm not gonna say never say never either.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say anything.
Terry?
Like, no way.
Right, Terry.
No, because Terry, you just did masters, didn't you?
Didn't go,
the masters, yeah.
Right. You only did masters.
I did. I was intimidated to do open.
See?
Are you following in the path of the Leslies and the Alexes? Well, at least they have the open pro cards. Do you have any interest in an open pro card or competing in the open? Terry.
Like Lesley, I would never say never.
Yeah.
It wasn't on my top list of things. I would say Fitness Angels sounds fun.
Yes, that sounds so fun. I would probably do an open in that.
So you're
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
So Terry, when you say Fitness Angels sounds fun, you mean the division or you mean competing in the open? Or both?
I mean maybe both. I mean the division for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know there was an open in it. So that's something
I'm
still learning about all these divisions and what's available and where I can fit in.
Well, there's open and masters pretty much in everything.
Okay.
Yeah, there's open and masters in everything. I think you could hang in the open. What's that?
What other? There was one other division that I was looking into, and not quite sure if it's something I want to do. The
sports model. That's fun. Yeah.
Sports model.
Yeah, you would be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. You can get really creative, and so I'd highly recommend giving that a go.
Yeah, sports model is fun. It's especially yes. But again, are you so in the future you could see yourself right? So again, you can see yourself possibly competing in the open classes, Terry.
Maybe yes. Okay. It's a possibility. The more we talk about it, the more my growth mindset comes in, and I say, okay, it's a new challenge, right?
I like it.
I mean, I will say that's a good point.
I like it.
Like, I need to get out of my comfort zone, so maybe that would be good. So,
and again, going back to this again, with me, I mean, it's more than just a stage and a trophy. It's about inspiring people, and it's about, I mean, someone like Terry, who's got a few years on Lesley and Alex. I mean, you're competing in the open. It's inspirational. There's a story there, and it's a strong story, and it inspires people, and it's more than just, doing a show and getting a medal. It's the dynamic environment that we can create with this league and with athletes like you guys. And I think it's inspirational, and it's fun, and it's exciting, and I live for this stuff. So, and I think you all can, like I said, if I didn't think you guys could hang, I just wouldn't bring it up, right? I wouldn't say anything. I'd just be like, let's just keep doing what we're doing, guys. But I think there's something there, and I'd love to see it.
Yeah, the medal and the trophy and the title, they're fun, but you're right. It's the whole package that brings me there. It's the whole package. And it keeps me on target with my goals. And I think that's probably a huge thing for all of us. One of the reasons we do this is it keeps us on target with our fitness and with our nutrition and all of that.
For sure.
And I think it just keeps us young, honestly.
Yeah.
Just muscle and building in general. It just helps us feel that much better in our skin. So
Terry, your shoulders were 3D. I think people were wearing 3D glasses in the audience to get the whole Star Wars vibe. So what's the shoulder? Was that a genetic, natural thing, or are you really pushing that stuff?
No, in fact, I really stopped doing that stuff like 4 months before. I only did upper body maybe once a week. So because you got the shoulders are dominant, or yeah,
right. So that's
definitely
your thing. That's your thing.
I work on my glutes mostly.
Interesting. Yeah, you look at we're going through these pictures. Yeah.
And that's another reason I don't have the desire to do any more CrossFit or anything like that either. I'm not interested in building this any bigger.
Well, that's an interesting point. I mean, talking about symmetry, I think you're good, but I guess if you were to keep blasting away on the shoulders, maybe they could get away from you. They could get away from you.
They definitely could. I'm not going to try it, but I think they could.
Yeah, probably. Right. So I think you're good, though. I mean, it's a great body part. And while the shoulders did stand out, it wasn't like you were the shoulders girl. It's not like that's all that you saw, but it definitely was. If you were to look at a body part or something, you're like, whoa, this girl's got the boulder shoulders. And conditioning.
Well, thank you.
Conditioning was sharp.
Thank you for the compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
Conditioning was sharp. What are you doing? I know you just spoke to this a bit with some of the diet, but I mean, conditioning was pretty sharp. A lot of girls have a hard time dialing it in like that.
Yeah, I just enjoy it. And one of the best things my husband and I ever did is we work out together a lot.
Nice.
So we'll go to the gym together almost every day, 5-6 days a week, probably. And
are you doing cardio? Like what's dialing you in conditioning wise? Are you doing cardio, or is it just diet?
It's mostly just diet and the weightlifting. I do get on a treadmill 4 days a week for 20 minutes and walk, but no intense cardio at all.
So you're not 2 hours a day cardio, double sessions. You're not that girl.
No. And in fact, my coach months ago asked me to completely stop doing any kind of like HIIT training, F45, any kind of HIIT training. She didn't want me getting too much of it. So I did amp up the cardio a little bit toward the end, but only like 10 minutes more.
A lot of people wish they had that problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least you enjoy it, because I hate it. And so I will only do 20 minutes of cardio 3 times a week, literally, because I hate it so much. I'm like, all right, I guess I got to.
So what is that all that you need, Alex? Or are you saying, hey,
I'm sure I need more.
What I mean is, obviously it's and this is some of the fun of what we do, right? What you guys do. It's like you've got a board with keys and buttons and knobs, right? So if the cardio can't crank, then maybe the diet has to crank in the other way. So is it like you reduce some of the cardio and you say, well, if I'm not doing cardio, I got to cut the carbs, or I got to cut some like how do you manage that?
Yeah, it's definitely a science, right? So especially with each show, you kind of modify different things. Or hey, that didn't work, so now I got to switch that up. So for me, because I don't do a lot of cardio, I definitely bump up most of my calories from protein limited carbs and limited fat. But I'm not that person that will just, because I am older, I need a certain amount of fat and carbs in order to properly function with my hormones, right? Like I'm not trying to lose my period and do all those things. I'm too old to be dealing with all of that shenanigans.
Right.
So to not mess up my metabolism, obviously I'm still taking that in. It's just I limit what that looks like every single day because I don't put in that much cardio.
That's an interesting point too. Like you're saying that you're not pushing your body and your hormones and your system. You're not taxing your system in the way that a lot of athletes do in order to get stage ready. That's interesting.
Because at that point, here's the thing, because at that point, what is the point of what you're doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing it? Are you doing it because you need the accolades, you need the attention, you need to prove something to somebody? For me, this is for me. Yeah. And if I'm not having fun doing it, well, what is the point? So that's just how I look at it.
And you're not pushing your body to this crazy thing either, you know?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about a rematch. I mean, we got to talk about it. How fun would it be, right? How fun would it be to get you three back on stage? We sell this thing, we market this thing, we get people excited for a rematch in Pro Masters Bikini. And I'm sure Amateur Masters is going to be stacked. So there's going to be another wild card jumping in there. And there could even be another current pro jumping in. But you three would be the focal points. Let's talk to that. Talk about that.
I personally, before anyone else says anything, I definitely want to. No, I definitely want to focus. The fact that I've registered for Shape, like I definitely want to focus on that and building myself for that division. So, not to say that you can't step on the stage in both bikini and Shape. I think you definitely could. I mean, there's girls that do bikini and figure, and are successful. But I definitely want to focus on that. And again, if that's something where I think like this can really be something where I can shine, I just think it's fair for not only me, but everyone else if I just kind of focus on that for right now, as opposed to like trying to do two divisions that are like kind of the same, but they're not. Like, I don't know. Right. That's just kind of me. Yeah. For right now, anyway. Not to say in the future.
Right. Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. At the end of the day, as much as I'm trying to generate excitement and cheerleading and making contests, making posters and flyers and all the rest of it, at the end of the day, it is your journey, right? It is your story, and you should be doing what you want to do, regardless of, I think, if something excites me, who cares? What's more important is what excites you.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean that. But
when I can get really excited about something, I think I do have better results for me when it's something like, this is like my, kind of like I said with the other divisions, like this is really like kind of my area that I really like and am passionate about. So. That's just me.
Right. Terry, what about you?
I'm up for
it. You're up for a rematch.
Good for you.
A rematch.
Sure.
All right. No, that was easy. Alex, you're already ready. Alex is already registered for Pro Masters Bikini. This is her fourth IPL show. It'll be her third attempt at the pro card, going for her third pro title in Pro Masters Bikini. That's already happening. So Terry, it's on you. It's on you.
I need to register is what you're saying.
Yeah. We can market that and sell that. I mean, then, for all we know, maybe Lesley at the last minute says, you know what, FOMO.
True.
I'm going to hop in there. Awesome.
I mean, we have some great pictures together. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Also, you guys know about the Real IPL. We could even do a Real IPL about all you guys. So the Real IPL, Terry, you familiar with this, what we're doing with the Real IPL? The reality show.
No.
You got to get into this. I'm going to, at the end of this call, I'm going to send you a link to the playlist of the Real IPL. It's a reality series that we have. We're up to like episode 17, I think, right now, where it's like a reality show. So we follow cameras, all the rest of it. Alex has been on 2 episodes, so she knows how it goes. And it's even picked up with more intensity since your episodes. I was like halfway through the thing. Now, I think yours was 9 and 10. We're at like 17, 18 or something like that with the episodes.
That's awesome. I didn't know you had that many.
Yeah. How do you guys not know this stuff?
No, I knew about it. I just didn't know you were that.
I didn't know the number.
Yeah.
No, we're at I think we're on 17 now.
That's cool.
So I would love to. So some of in terms of the excitement and the build up, like getting Terry and Alex, and we do like we follow you around about your prep and about get your husband in there and interview him and what you're doing for prep. And then we cut that with Alex and what she's doing for prep and what she's all the rest of it. Just like you've seen,
I'm
just
sure
like
Doug
a
would love
Netflix
that,
or.
Carrie.
Right. Well, I met Doug. He's a solid guy. He might be competing. Doug might be competing, right?
I don't know about that.
He said maybe. He was just maybe humoring me. He's like, oh, maybe, yeah.
I think he was humoring you.
He's being nice.
Yeah.
That's fine. He seems very supportive of his beautiful wife, so let's keep it like that.
He is very
the real
supportive.
IPL could
He
be
helps me meal prep.
right. Awesome. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Good.
We got to he came with you to the photo shoot we had. That's another thing that I did. I booked that studio for the photo shoots the day after the show, and the 3 photo shoots I had were with you three. You three are the ones. Total coincidence. So that was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. I got to meet Doug. He was there. Great guy. With Terry for that photo shoot. So that was awesome. So the real IPL, something to consider. Maybe we'll get you on there, Lesley, just to talk about shape. Like, I'm a pro. I got all these titles and whatever I'm going to do shape. We sit you down and talk about shape, right?
I'm excited for it. Yeah. I've definitely already been incorporating into my prep, how I'm going to kind of maybe do things a bit differently. We'll see how it goes.
I like it. We got a little bit of time to figure some stuff out. This has been episode number 3 of the IPL podcast with our Pro Bikini Masters girls. Any final words for the IPL podcast? Starting with Alex. Final words, even if it's just peace out.
Consistency over everything, always.
Awesome. Lesley?
This was fun. I think we should do more of this kind of stuff. I like that you're bringing more attention to our league. I love everything about the IPL as opposed to other, federations that are out there. So I'm honored and happy to be a part of it. So thank you.
Awesome. We're honored to have you. Awesome. Terry?
I'm just honored to be part of these other fabulous women who I've gotten to meet and gotten to communicate with. Some of them that I haven't met in person, but like Jackie Lawrence, she and I have communicated, and I've reached out to people, and it's just a great organization, and I'm happy to be part of it. And talking about it on in a situation and podcast like this, and your encouragement to get us to keep competing is going to challenge me and keep that growth mindset and continue to stay on track.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very cool words. I appreciate you all. And again, obviously, as you guys know, this is what we're about. This is what I'm about. We've got to have this stuff. All the things that we do. I'm not going to list them all, but we got to do this stuff. It's got to be more. It's got to be more than a Saturday. Well, we did Sunday afternoon this last show, but it's got to be more than a Saturday or Sunday afternoon at a theater with some trophies and some awards. That stuff is amazing. Awards are great, but there's got to be more. There's more to you guys than your bikini bodies and your pro cards, right? There's more to it. We got to dig in. We got to uncover that stuff. That's what's going to inspire. You might inspire someone on stage at a show, and wow, she's 55. Oh, wow, she's 42. Great. But then the show's over. It's like, okay, but you got to continue the story. I learned stuff about you three. I've known you, especially Lesley the longest, then came Alex, and now we got there. I've known you guys for a long time, and I learned stuff about you that I didn't even know here today. Cool stuff that inspires me. So that's what it's all about. The IPL podcast. This is episode number 3, guys. Click the like button down there, I guess. Click the subscribe button. I got to say that stuff. This has been episode number 3. Thank you, guys. We'll see all you guys soon.
Yeah.
The
Thank
IPL
you.
podcast.
Bye,
Thank you, guys.
Bye.